we actually are in the room at the same time, you know, watching each other and putting the music down. So none of it's to a track, none of it's to a click track where the drummer goes one day and the bass player comes another day, and then you try and fit it all together like a jigsaw. So we've recorded it in this old school way where we've tried to keep a lot of movement in between the rhythm and also the mood of the album.
That's amazing. So when can we get it? Is it out now?
Yeah, the album's out now, so you can get it in stores or on iTunes or anywhere you want.
All right, and you know what? One of my favorite artists, no, you know what I have to say? My favorite artist of all time, I will argue down forever. This is the greatest musician, artist ever, Stevie Wonder. The best. He is a huge fan of yours. He loves your music. He's been very vocal about that. Talk about that. What is that? How does that feel?
To me, it's amazing, you know, and it makes me think of how music just makes connections between people all the time. So, I mean, I remember being young and looking at the first Stevie Wonder album I sort of saw was Songs in the Key of Life, which my parents had, and you know, the green front cover and the inside with the amazing pictures.
We all have that, yeah.
And just like being really blown away by that record and thinking about him and what was his world like, and you know, the music was so, I guess it's so jazz influenced, so the harmony was different to anything else that I was listening to kind of and hearing in the early 80s. So I've always been a fan of Stevie Wonder and his voice and his writing and his instrumentation. So yeah, it was amazing to me to find out.
Yeah, it was amazing how he experimented with different things, like the baby crying in the track, and the water drops and the raindrops and all that stuff. And so, have you stolen any of his influences and used it to music? I think he would approve. I mean, have you drawn anything from what he's done?
Well, I think, yeah, both of us have been massively influenced by Stevie Wonder. You know, he's such a great singer, and I do think I respond in a way that I can't explain to that type of harmony, you know, that kind of jazz-influenced harmony, and it just pulls me around in a way that I can't explain. So I love writing those kind of songs. I really like chord changes. I don't like just kind of one-chord grooves and, like, ditties, nursery rhyme type of songs. You know, I really like to feel sort of pulled around in music, and I also think like Stevie is a hippie, you know, and I think he's really into his spirituality and nature, and I feel in this record there is a lot of nature. You know, I really appreciate being in nature and being away from a sort of human scale, the human scale of the city where, you know, there's buildings that people have made and roads that people have made and cars, and you're very much aware of the span of a human life, and that becomes so important. And I think I've loved on this record spending a lot of time in nature and going for walks and seeing rocks that are thousands of years older than you, and trees that will outlive you, and just space. And I think that's really important. And there's a lot of space in this record. It's really a sort of pastoral record as well.
I can't wait to hear it. First of all, my mom is a huge fan. Her name is Doris. She's in Philly. So if you could wave to the camera and say, "Hi, Miss Doris." Okay.
She gonna be watching?
Yeah, she's definitely going to be watching. She's going to save this too and put it on DVD and play it at Christmas. I want to ask one question, and then we're going to have another song. Okay. Anybody have a question for Corinne? Yes. What's your name?
My name is Daryl.
South Side.
West Side.
Sorry.
Once you began singing and you went from like your mother and your boyfriend or whatever think you sounded well to actually knowing that you could make a living at this, how did that affect you?
That's a good question.
I think I definitely remember a moment where we used to play in a band. I used to be in a band called Helen, and we used to play a lot of youth clubs and sort of church events, and you know, if people come up and say, "Oh, that was really good," and you think, "Oh, thanks," but you know, you don't really take it so much as a compliment, because like you say, these people are your family and they're supporting you. So I do remember the first sort of proper gig that we had in this pub when I was about 16, and I remember people coming up afterwards, you know, that I had never met before, and saying to me, "Oh, I really like this song, and I really like how you did this," and that was a new sort of experience to me, and it was amazing to me that people were taking songs that I had written, you know, I'd written in my bedroom and practiced in someone's living room, and suddenly playing them in front of people, and people are accepting them as genuine songs. I think that was a moment where I really thought, you know, this is actually what I want to do. This is really what I want to do. You know, I love writing songs. I love playing in front of people, and so then from when I was about 16 until now, you know, I've been playing music and I'm playing in different bars and clubs. But yeah, it does make a difference when people who don't need to be saying nice things about you actually do start saying nice things about you. I think it's a bit of it's a realization. But you know, you always have that aspiration. You always want to make connections with people that you've never met before through music. So when that continues to happen, it always makes me really excited and really happy.
All right, so are you guys ready for another song from Corinne Bailey Ray? As you put that on, I know I promised one more